Hello and welcome to another tutorial video. Just thought I would show you my GWR, well, the mid to 2010s scenario on the West Cornwall route. I'm going to take a 150 which I've reskinned in GWR livery from Penzance to St Ives. So there's my trains. I've made a bit of a scenario, got 10 trains going there. Just going to re-time this HST so that I can get ahead of it, because I'm going to leave at 11 o'clock. You can see I've got a few trains. I've got 10 trains set up at the moment, because you're a bit limited in what infrastructure you can use, but tried to make a good mixture. Tried to get a couple of this scenario, as you can see, has got full length HSTs, 150s. I've even put some freight trains in there as well, just in the mix. Some empty stocks, just varying between certain areas of the map, because it's 40 odd miles, but you've got to kind of be creative. That's just a stock just to sit there at St Erth station. It doesn't, so I've just put some quite a few AI trains there just to mix, so you've got a few trains to look at. But I'm going to take this train the 11 o'clock to St Ives. I don't know if there is I don't know if there is a Penzance St Ives in the actual timetable, but I'm also doing this as part of a scenario. So what I'm going to do is drive the 150 and to show you the sort of advanced look around the cab, how to put safety systems on. I also have a unique driving style because I use a cursor to manually move the controls, try and make it as realistic as possible. All the safety systems do work on this train. So here we are, and this is the Class 150, as you can see. So let's just have a quick look around so you can see where we are. There's the backboard. Shouldn't need to press anything on here actually. You can, but there's not much you need to do. Well, unless you want safety systems on. So if you want safety systems on, you need to click that to be isolated, and there's the vigilance. If you want the vigilance on, turn that on as well. So that's those two safety systems on. So that's the AWS, TWS, and your vigilance. So getting into the cab, obviously set up. Master key's already in, you just got to turn it. That's fine. Then forward, acknowledge your AWS. There you go, and that means that warning means all your safety systems are on. There's your, even though they're already set default, there's your lights. They're already on. Let's get the doors open. You can press these door controls. There's some on the left hand side of the brake gauge as well. It also, you can press them again to slow them. Here's your wiper in case it should rain or snow. Let's get the brake down to notch 1, ready for departure. Customers are loading now. There's my instrument light. I'll turn that on. I like to be able to see what I'm doing, even though there's not many tunnels on this route. There's not any tunnels to St Ives. There's my GWR 152.46 today, going to St Ives. I've tried to be as close as you can see. The HST's got a slightly darker strip, and I think. But when I've looked at the local pictures, don't know why that's done that. That grey seems to have gone all the way through the cab, but to the door. Bizarre. Yeah, I still need to match that colour. I've got my cant line on now. I've even put a overhead wire, even though there isn't overhead wires, but you have to have it overhead wire stick on. Well, we're ready to go, so let's lock them doors. Get them shut. Now I'm going to try and simulate having the guard as well, so I will be pressing the buzzer, the gas buzzer, which is situated just under the door controls. There you go. There we go, 2-2. So 2 by the guard, acknowledged by 2. Brake off, and it's a little bit of power out of Penzance. It's 15 as you come out of this platform. Right out to the single line, and then it becomes 70. So we'll take it nice and steady. 150. I enjoy driving the 150. There's a few people that have had a moan about it. I quite like it. Yeah, there's probably a couple of things as you're going along. The sound probably isn't quite right. There's a power car there waiting for ready for London. That's going at 11:10. There's probably a few things that. Bit of Penzance, so there we go. Off it goes. So I've tried to replicate. I did do a 375 in GWR, and I'm now working on a 387 for the GWE scenario. Yeah. But if anyone needs any help or any assistance in how to do that, just drop me a message, and I'll let you know what colours I've used and what layers I've done. Take it nice and steady out of Penzance, 15 mile an hour past the box. And we'll just cross over onto the single line. Yeah, it's a single line, Penzance, and past Long Rock down, past Ponton down Long Rock, just past Long Rock itself, and then it goes to double track again as we carry on through Marizine towards St Erth. There's the there we go, speed up for 70. 150 accelerate's quite nice. I mean, it's a relatively flat route along this bit, then it goes sort of downhill, then uphill again, so there's a few gradients. This is a very gradient heavy route as you go past come out of, you know, as you're going along, so it does really take some concentration, as you'll notice on the St Ives branch. So here we are, we're just approaching Ponsondown footbridge, which is right by Long Rock Depot, which it will be on the left hand side. So Long Rock Depot where they keep the trains. There's Ponsondown sidings. The West Cornwall route was originally supposed to be a same sort of, was supposed to be mid 2000s originally, and then at the last minute, and then they, sorry, not last minute, but they decided to change it to early 90s. So regional rally 150s, local ward, blue local ward trains. If you've got the packs, to acknowledge the vigilance. Unfortunately, you can't press the pedal on the 150, so I've just got to press the acknowledge button on my joypad, blow the horn as we go past Long Rock Depot. So it was decided that they were going to make it 90, so make it into the 90s. Although if you look, a lot of the infrastructure, the speed boards and various things like that are from the mid 2000s. The only difference is after Truro, between Truro and, well, between, oh, what is it called now, I can't remember, but basically there's a single line between Burngallow and just before Truro. What's it called? I can't remember the place where it's called now, where it goes back to double trap. Well, anyway, it's single line as it was in the 90s. And there we go, back onto double trap, shooting along nicely at 60 odd mile an hour. So yeah, the 150 trots along quite nice. 75 now. So as you see, that 75 ball, it would have been a stencil in the 90s. So there's certainly a strange mix. So I suppose having the GWR livery and having this sort of time is actually more, especially between here and Truro, it's more fitting. Especially with some of the like overgrown places as well, which wouldn't have been overgrown in the 90s. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Now, I don't know if you noticed earlier when my vigilance went off, because I quickly had my hood on just to check something. So my 150 from St Erth, a little yellow, or you get a little yellow warning when any of the systems come off. So it's downhill at the moment, so we've got to be careful. Just hitting 75 now, so I'm going to have to look at powering off any minute. And then you, let's just drop the power off a bit, and then after a mile or so we do start to climb again towards St Erth. So it is all about watching the gradients, watching the throttle. But yeah, but yeah, I thought I'd also go through the route. I know we're only going to St Ives, but I thought, well, you got that bit between Penzance and St Erth, relatively nice run along at speed, and then it's steadier drive up to St Ives on the single line branch. Let's power off a bit now. We're getting a bit frisky. Right, if I power off now, I'm hoping that momentum might start to slow me down a little bit for St Erth. It's still a bit of a distance yet, but let's see how we go. Oh yeah, we're definitely climbing. As you can see, the speedo's coming down quite smoothly. There's two signals, two semaphores before you get to St Erth for a marker, if you want to look at some markers. If you're driving out the hood, as you can see, I'll drive out the hood. Try and drive as realistic as possible. Don't have any stop markers on or anything. And there's the first signal. You got this signal, and then there's another signal which it protects St Erth station itself, and then obviously you got St Erth. So yeah, the gradient's slowing me down a bit at the moment, just going down to 55 mile an hour. Still a bit of a distance from St Erth actually. Probably could have kept the power on a little bit to go a little quicker. Because it's probably, what, just under a mile away, I think. And vigilance again, just acknowledge that. The acknowledge button acknowledges both the vigilance and the AWS. So I've just put the power back on just to get back up this hill. Did you notice the engine wound up really quick? Now I think that's the thing that bugs a lot of people, because it seems to wind up just a little bit too quick. The wind down's quite nice, but you pull it and it's a bit, oh okay, doesn't seem realistic. And from the many times I've been on 150s, yeah, you do get that, but it's not quite like that. But then I also found out on the class 40 on the NTP, I found that wound up a bit too quick as well. But you know, such is life. So we're not too far from St Erth now. I'm going to put some brake on a bit as we drop down again, because we drop again into St Erth. There's a protecting signal there. You should start seeing the little siding to the left as we roll into St Erth. There it is. Just coming up in vision now. There it is. Put a bit of brake on now. Vigilance going off. Yeah, the vigilance can also be cancelled using the power handle, but not the brake. On combined controllers, obviously you can use a combined controller. Oh, sorry, yeah, there is another signal. There's this signal here as well that protects it. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's just take it steady into St Erth now. We'll be going left up the branch. So I'm not going to be super accurate with the stop. I'm just going to stop it on the platform. I'm not overly fussed, to be honest. I could do it if I wanted to, but I really don't, because it'll end up at the end of the platform. We just don't look right. I know from real life experience they stop in the middle. So let's just take a steady stop. There we go. We'll get those doors open once it stands. Lovely. So if you just look ahead, can you see the signal gantry? So you've got your two semaphores. One's horizontal and one's dropped down, lower quadrant. So that's to tell us that we have got the signal to go over onto the branch line, and onto St Ives. St Ives branch is a bit of a strange one because it's different speeds in different directions. So going up towards St Ives, its majority of it's 30, but after Carby's brake coming on the down direction, it's mostly 20, which is really frustrating. We've also got quite a lot of gradients as well, so you've got to be careful with those. So yeah. I mean, I enjoy this route. I don't know many people have got it and got it. I mean, I've used the 150 on the Tees Valley and on the NTP, and I really enjoy them. I really enjoy it on both those routes. Right, let's get them doors shut then. Let's get going. All right, notch one. Buzz from the guard. Buzz back from me. Get the brakes off. Gauge going down nicely. Get a bit of power. It's only 15, I think it is. Yeah, 15 onto the branch. We just need to take it steady. There's me AI train, my ghost train. That's just designed to sit there. It's supposed to leave at 35, but it won't because obviously this is trapped on the branch anyway. Pardon me. It's merely for show. Have a blow up at the signal man, signal person. Make sure they're okay. Signaller. So like I say, it's 30 mile an hour on the branch, going up towards St Ives, but 20 for the majority of the way back. But it is it is hilly. It's got a lot of grade, as you can see there. Like MU30, 10 mile an hour if it was anything else. So if you was a locomotive or a freight train, engineering train, you'd be 10 mile an hour, which is a hell of a drag. But I understand why, because of the structures and general grades. So there you go. Look, so as you can see, quite easy. I'm already rolling downhill. I'm already doing 30. So yeah. So I'm just going to cover the brake for the eventuality I'm probably going to end up speeding. So yeah, now it is literally you're working there to control that speed, and you will find yourself speeding, and you will find yourself going slow because the gradients switch and change that much. Obviously, if you've got the hood on, you can monitor the gradients better. That's Leland Saltings, which we're not stopping at. Not many trains do stop there on this timetable anyway, and so I'm going to... Sometimes it can be seen as being a request stop, but for the purpose of this scenario, we don't stop. I do need to get the collectibles though, I think, on the platform. I don't normally do this collectibles, but if I stop and have the opportunity to, I will. There's a vigilance again. Just click me circle on me joypad. I'm playing the PS4, but obviously if you've got, and I've got a keyboard as well, but obviously, pardon me, you if you're playing on Xbox or PC, you use the equivalent button. Just climbing again, so let's put a bit of power on. you will find yourself feathering the brake, feathering the throttle, just to try and maintain speed as the gradients dip up and down. So it's about being quite vigilant. There we go, it's Leland itself. Because you're not going that fast, and because the visibility is pretty good, you know, you can afford to kind of be a bit reckless. That's not probably the right word, really. I don't think it's being reckless, but confident. The platform's big enough. I'm only a 2 car. I'm just going to stop it wherever. Like I say, I'm not up today. The purpose of the exercise, I'm not really going to go mad with stopping. There's no stop boards on these stations either, but which is what makes this more like the 90s, whereas in the mid 2000s there would be. Just going to go and have a little walk around, see if there's any collectibles. Ice cream needs collecting. I'll get that in a minute. These lovely detachable boards that don't work, which aren't there at IRL in real life. Oh, alright chap, get me ice creams. Got another notice board to do there. Oh, I think I had another notice board to do there. Oh, I don't know. Get me ice creams. Yeah. Oh, yeah, trolley. Done. Oh, I had that notice board to do, but it's probably going to be... Oh, I've done that one. Look. What? Oh. Oh, sorry, I want to get back on. I'm not going to run all the way back down there now. I end up being late. Shut these doors. These local control doors. Those controls on the wall don't work. Yeah, here we go. Should be all... Yeah. And the door's locked. Of course, remember you've still got your option of holding down your left direction key and locking your doors that way. If you've got a keyboard, if you're doing the left doors, it's Y to open and Y again to close, and right side doors are U if you're using a keyboard. Let's go. I'll open up a bit then, so we can get a nice run out of Leyland. Next stop's Carby Bay, the beautiful Carby Bay. So we'll get going. Again, it's 30. The next speed you get is 15 as you roll into St Ives platform itself. So it's 30 all the way. Let's power off because we're going downhill again. Just cover the brake. But I mean, it's a gorgeous route, and I love this St Ives branch. I'm really glad they put this on. To show they didn't put the Falmouth branch on, but you know, I'm sure they could slip it on. There is Falmouth trains. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are trains that do go to Falmouth. Extra layer of Falmouth trains that obviously we can't control, and they do come on and off the Falmouth branch. So it you know, there's a bit of potential there, I think. Climbing again, just past the golf course. Let's pull up, get some power in. 25 at the moment. I think I might have to put a bit more on in a minute. If I can't get, trying to, yeah, just powering up a little bit. There we go. Put a bit more on. We're climbing again, look. Definitely climbing here. Look, you can see, I don't know if you can see, you can actually see the gradient as we climb. And then there we are, topping up at 30. So it's all about feathering that throttle to try and get a nice balance of where to get your power. I mean, like I say, with the hood on you can see the gradients anyway. Oh, just one thing, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but if you just look on the right hand side of the cab, blow me all at the crossing, can you see the AWS magnet? So it's that circle with the black and yellow quarters in, or at the moment I don't, for some reason on the 150 that AWS magnet doesn't work, so it won't go black when you get green, it just stays like that, which is a bit annoying, and I'm not sure if they're looking at fixing that yet, but yeah, so just be mindful that AWS magnet doesn't work. It does click and the light comes on it when you set the cab up, it just doesn't go black. Yeah, so let's trotting along quite nicely at 30 miles an hour as we come onto the outskirts of Carby Bay. I mean, I'll confess I've cabbed this route in real life, and it is a beautiful route. And I'll be honest, from what I remember, it seems pretty spot on. There's the sea there. There's the bay itself at Carby Bay. It seems relatively spot on in places. Don't get me wrong, there's always a few inaccuracies here and there because obviously you're restricted with the fact that you're building a game engine, not everything's going to be perfect, but the actual hills, the topography, most of the topography, the track layouts, the bends, some of the milestones, some of the track furniture, there's obviously a lot of, there's probably more in real life obviously that hasn't been put into the game, but it's not a necessity, you know. but they've done really good. And the main line up to, which I'm going to cover on a separate video another time, again they've done really well with that. Right, Carby Spain isn't too far away now. I'm just taking it. I know it's not too far now. Again, like I said, I don't use a HUD, I don't use objective markers, stop markers, so it is literally route knowledge. But the good thing again is, when you're not going too fast, I've just slipped the brake on there because I'm sure Carby Spain isn't too far away now. I'm starting to drop down into it. Yeah, another sweeping bend there. As we go into the bay, look, you can see us going into the bay. The bay itself is to the right hand side of us. And should be just round the corner, Carby Space Station. And there it is. Slip into notch 2 to get that train under control. Because it's dropping. Nope, notch 3. There you go. Look, see, that's what I mean. You're not going too fast, so you shouldn't get caught out too much. Nice steady speed into, again, the very big Carby Space platform, which will fit quite easily fit a 6, maybe even an 8 car, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to be perfect where I stop. I'm just going to stop in the middle. I'm not. The purpose of this video is for tutorial. I've shown us showing you how to the advanced features of the 150 and the and you know the general braking and powering. So there we go. Nice steady stop there. Let's get them doors open. Go out and see if there's any more collectibles. I'm sure I've done these, but evidently not. Can I get them? No, they're just dumb. I remember them. I don't know if anyone remembers those trolleys. I remember them. Virtually all gone now, aren't they? Some more ice cream. I've done that notice board. Another ice cream. Yeah. Oh, it's already done. The only one thing I will say, it's just a shame because I played this in 4K. Oh, poster. I played this in 4K on my PlayStation 4 Pro on my 4K monitor, and it absolutely looks absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, unfortunately, it records in 1080p, so it's a shame that you guys watching it on YouTube can't get the, unless you've got it yourself. And you know, you can't appreciate how good it looks unless, of course, you've got it yourself and you're playing it in 4K. But it is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's get going. Let's get them doors shut, because we should be done by now. I would have thought I'm never going to check, because obviously the amount of time it's took me to do that, I should have done by now. Yeah. Buzz. There we go. And there we go as we approach. Let's get going. Let's power up a bit now. So yeah, we're next stop is St Ives, our terminating station. So that's a few minutes away. So yeah, it's 30 right up until just outside St Ives, and then just as you go over the bridge into St Ives itself, it becomes 15. There we go. Look at that. So you can tell we're dropping because look, 30 already. So it's just a case of covering that brake, making sure you don't go too fast. Just put it to notch 1 there, just keep it feathered. But yeah, so we should start dropping down into St Ives now. I don't know if anyone's ever been to St Ives in real life. I mean, I've been quite a few times. I absolutely adore it. It's a beautiful place. It's just a long way. I mean, I'm coming from the Midlands, so it's a long way. I mean, of course the train there, and I've drove there, and the train's nice to do, but it's just a long way because the railway's a bit slow in Cornwall anyway, and obviously it's picking and choosing what you want to go on. It was obviously brilliant when the full-length HSTs were running from London down into Penzance, where you had that option, but now obviously they're not available anymore. So it's trying to meet the smaller HSTs. I don't know if anyone's aware of the Castle sets, the 2+4 HST sets that run down there, but again, it's catching those at the right time. So, but yeah, it's one of them. You know, it's a lovely part of the world, and obviously COVID as well has stopped me travelling quite a lot, especially on the train, and cross country at the moment not running the HSTs because of their train crew issues. So that's just another nail in the coffin of my access down to the safe place, because I won't go on a Voyager, I'm afraid. If I want to go on the train, I want to go in comfort. So there's quite a few reasons why going on the train for me has kind of diminished over the past few years. So yeah. Oh, anyway, sorry I'm boring you there. So that board there, if you just noticed it with the yellow, it's like a fixed distance, if you like. So it's like a distance signal, but it's fixed because it will never change. It's basically saying, you know, you're on approach to a red signal, which is deemed as the red lights on the blocks at St Ives itself. So that's what that is. It's warning you you're approaching a red signal. So here we go, just approaching the bridge. So we'll slow down now for the 15. As you can see there, the board's just appeared on the bridge. You are rolling, so you will go a bit it will keep trying to roll in. I think it does flatten out, so you just got to slowly as you start coming into the platform. So there we go, over that bridge. It's only a little bridge to get you down to Minster Beach, which is there, look. There's Minster Beach. There's 3 beaches in St Ives, they're all very nice. Right, let's take it steady now. We obviously are terminating. We don't want to go flying through the block stops and end up in the ticket office, do we? So, a few people on the platform waiting. It's so relaxed down here as well. I love it when I'm down here on the train. It's so relaxed. So yeah, let's just take a steady roll in. We don't want to... Yeah, lovely. There we go. And just roll it right as close to the buffers as possible. Like you see, so basically your red light there, look, it kind of acts as your stop signal. It's not a proper signal, but that's kind of how it acts. So and obviously you can't physically go any further. So there we go. Let's get the doors open. And I'll shut the cab. I'll change the lights around to share to shut the cab, change it in. So there's change them there to off. Turn the tail lights on. Shut my cab down. So you just turn that off. Master key off. Also remember to turn off your safety systems if you are changing in to go out if you're on a service. Obviously, because I'm on a scenario, it will finish. But I'm just going to show you. Make sure that you turn everything off. Otherwise, I'll be going off on the way back. Let's just check my... Let's get that door shut. And then, yeah, let's go to the other end. Oh, hang on, I've not... I've not checked my lights at the other end. Oh, a habit, always check your lights. Ah! The marker lights are still on. There you go, look, good for a check, weren't it? Oh, what's happened there then? Let's have a quick look. I've obviously chose the wrong option. So these are good little mistakes to make so that you can see yourself. Let's have a look. With the main one... Oh, yeah, oh, yes, that's right, I need it to be... I need it. Oh, there you go, marker lights. Oh, can't I click them? Oh, I can. There you go. Marker lights need to be turned off as well. They are on a separate switch. I didn't realise. Because, to be fair though, that is based on the old 90s. So, see, nowadays you don't have marker lights. The marker lights have been removed. So there you go. Look, red lights on the back. Go to the other end and set up again. Can't move. That door shut. Oh. What's that? Oh, it's an empty poster. Here we go. Let's have a quick look on the second man side. What's all these buttons do? Nothing. Nothing. CCTV. No, nothing. There's a little windscreen wiper. Should you wanna, if you ever just decide to do a free roam and second man, they don't do anything. Okay. Track circuit clips. Look. Red flags. Detonators. Right, let's turn on the vigilance. Oh, I didn't know I select the vigilance at the other end of the cab, did I? Not that it matters because I'm not driving it anyway. This is just for pure show. Turned on the AWS. So there you go, setting up the cab at the other end. So you must make sure if you're changing ends, the cab at the other end, you've turned all your safety systems off. Otherwise, they'll be going off and your brakes will come on. You'll be wondering what's going on. So let's do it again. Look, this time I've got to change my lights. Turn my marker light, tail lights off. Turn the marker lights off. Turn my headlights on and turn my marker lights on. For the basis of this, I'll show you to do it. Set the cab back up this end. So master key on, acknowledge using the AWS button. Come on, there you go. Yeah, brake down to notch 1. Just make sure I'm got all the lights and stuff right. Oh. Let's have a look. And you can't see it too well in the sun, but yeah, you can see I've got my marker lights and my daylight on. So the difference between daylight and night light is the night light will be on the left hand side, your daylight's on the right hand side. It's about dazzling your drivers approaching you that you pass. So yeah, let's get sat down. Like I said, I'm not going to take this train anywhere because I can't. Oh yes, instrument light, because I always have the instrument light on anyway. I'm just clicking around with these buttons, see if they do anything, and then I don't. Compressor speed up would normally to build air when you first turn the train on. That's the DRA. If you've got a red signal, obviously you do that. You can't take power, but obviously we don't need it for today. These buttons don't work. That's your AWS magnet. Like I explained here, that doesn't seem to work. Let's get the doors closed. This will finish the scenario. And obviously with the scenario plan you can't go to free roam unfortunately, which is such a shame. And also they've stopped you from going into later time trains. So, but anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.